You've got to hear what Mercedes Mone just revealed about her jump from WWE to AEW, because it's one of the clearest, most honest comparisons we've heard yet from someone who has lived at the top of both promotions. Mercedes is not just another big-name star who switched companies, she's been a genuine MVP wherever she's gone. We're talking about a multi-time women's champion, a consistent headliner, one of the highest-paid female wrestlers in the world, and someone who has sparked passionate debates among fans for years. And now, with her career on fire again in AEW, she's opening up about the night and day difference between the two locker rooms and why AEW feels like home. To really understand her comments, you have to go back to 2022. At that time, Mercedes Mone, still wrestling under her WWE name, and Naomi were the women's tag team champions. Vince McMahon had a creative plan for them that Mercedes wasn't buying into. The idea was a gauntlet match where Mercedes would win and go on to face Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship, while Naomi would challenge for the Raw Women's Championship. On paper, it might have sounded big, but in reality, Mercedes and Naomi didn't like the story. They didn't want to split their momentum as a tag team just for singles matches that didn't lead anywhere for the women's tag titles themselves. They pitched changes, Vince shot them down, and the two of them decided they weren't going to play along. That same day, they walked into John Laurinaitis' office, handed over the tag team belts, and left the building. It was one of the most publicized walkouts in WWE's modern history. Not long after, Naomi took her career to TNA Wrestling, while Mercedes packed her bags for Japan, signing with New Japan Pro Wrestling and also competing in Stardom. She made a huge impact overseas, winning the IWGP Women's Championship and elevating the profile of NJPW's women's division. But by early 2024, rumors of her joining AEW were everywhere. Those rumors exploded into reality when she made her debut at AEW Dynamite's Big Business Special in Boston. The crowd went insane. Her hair spelled CEO, she had a new theme, and she was visibly emotional as she thanked the fans for giving her the strength to stand there. That night, she saved Willow Nightingale from an attack, planting the seeds for her in-ring AEW debut. Within 35 days of signing, Mercedes wrestled her first AEW match at Double or Nothing and captured the TBS Championship. Just a month later, she won the NJPW Strong Women's Championship at Forbidden Door, making her a double champion. It was clear from the start Tony Khan and AEW weren't just signing her for name value, they were building around her as a centerpiece. Over the months that followed, Mercedes expanded her reach even further. She won the CMLL World Women's Championship in Mexico, the undisputed British Women's Championship in Rev Pro, the EWA Women's Championship in Austria, and became the first ever PTW Women's Champion in Italy. She also grabbed the Bestia Women's Championship, making her one of the most decorated active wrestlers on the planet. She is the only woman to have held championships in WWE, AEW, NJPW, and CMLL, a career achievement that cements her legacy. But while her in-ring accomplishments have been massive, it's her perspective on the culture behind the scenes that's making headlines right now. On the Marking Out podcast with MVP, Mercedes was asked to compare AEW's locker room to WWE's. She didn't hold back. "For me, it's night and day," she said. "In AEW," she explained, "there's an undeniable sense of community, especially among the women." She described it as a group that wants to make the company grow, that carries a shared hunger because they still feel like an underdog promotion fighting to break into the very top tier. "All these women have so much drive and passion, and I can feel it. They fire me up," she said. And it's not just the women, she said the men's side of the locker room carries that same energy. She didn't want to paint WWE as bad or call anyone egotistical, but the difference for her is in the collective fight. In AEW, we're all trying to fight for something. We're trying to make this the best. And I love people who have passion and hunger. MVP agreed with her assessment. As someone who's been in both locker rooms himself, he said the AEW roster has a lot of younger talent with chips on their shoulders, people who feel they have something to prove. That mentality, he said, is driving them to work harder and push the limits, because they want to show the wrestling world that others made a mistake by not believing in them sooner. Interestingly, WWE veteran Natalya also weighed in after Mercedes' comments started circulating online. She confirmed that Mercedes genuinely liked the WWE locker room when she was there but said she might just be in a different place in her life now. Natalya revealed that Mercedes enjoys having her own locker room in AEW because it gives her personal space, helps her avoid drama, and allows her to focus. That small detail says a lot about the shift in her career priorities. She's still a team player, but she also understands the value of setting boundaries so she can deliver her best work. Mercedes' perspective also speaks to a larger truth about AEW's identity. From its launch in 2019, AEW made it clear they weren't trying to be WWE Light. They wanted to be the alternative, a place where in-ring wrestling takes center stage, where pay-per-views showcase every style imaginable, and where the product feels different from sports entertainment. In its early years, AEW thrived partly because WWE's product at the time was struggling to connect with fans. But when WWE got its creative act together under new leadership in 2022 and 2023, AEW's momentum dipped. Fast forward to 2025, and the landscape has shifted again. WWE seems to be coasting, while AEW has tightened up its booking and made smarter creative choices. The result? A resurgence for AEW, and Mercedes Mone is right at the heart of it. Her night and day comment isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a reminder that the atmosphere behind the scenes can shape how talent performs in the ring. AEW's culture, at least from her point of view, is more collaborative, more passionate, and more focused on growth. That's not to say WWE doesn't have passion, but the structure and the system there are different. In AEW, she feels like everyone's building something together. In WWE, she was part of an established machine. In AEW, she's helping to shape the machine itself. Meanwhile, Mercedes hasn't slowed down on making global headlines. This summer alone, she's defended titles across 3 continents, wrestled in main events in Mexico City, London, and Tokyo, and hinted in interviews that she's not done collecting championships. She's teased a potential cross-promotional dream match with Julia in Japan, and fans have been buzzing about her possibly stepping into a title versus title match against AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm before the year ends. These rumors only add to her mystique and keep her name trending every week. The bottom line is this: Mercedes Moné's move from WWE to AEW wasn't just about switching companies, it was about finding an environment that matches her energy. She walked away from WWE at the peak of her career because she believed in her own vision of how she wanted to work and grow. In AEW, she's found the combination of independence, hunger, and collaboration that fuels her. And judging by her performance, the fan reaction, and the sheer number of titles she's holding, she's never been more dangerous inside the ring. If you compare where she was in WWE, a huge star but part of a rigid system, to where she is now, global champion, creative freedom, locker room leader, it really is night and day. AEW has given her the space to not just wrestle, but to lead, to inspire, and to keep pushing the boundaries of what a women's wrestling career can look like. And as long as she keeps that hunger and passion she's talking about, the wrestling world better keep paying attention, because Mercedes Mone is far from finished.